Hey, you possum peeps! Today is Friday, December 6, 2024, and you're watching the Weekly Paw. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the editor-in-chief and co-publisher of Pet Lifestyles magazine. I hope all of you had a very happy, safe, and delicious Thanksgiving. You know, normally I spend Thanksgiving, it's my mom's favorite holiday, so normally I'll spend it with my parents, or if I can't travel upstate to see them, I'll have, a couple friends over for Thanksgiving. But this year, since Kylie was away, I decided that I was just going to spend Thanksgiving with Bree, order some takeout, and watch all 10 Thanksgiving episodes of Friends. And you know what? It was an absolute blast. It was the first time I'd ever done it. I'm glad I did. Speaking of which, yes, something is missing. I'm out of the sling. Now, yeah, I'm not back 100% yet, but I am getting there. So let's dive into this week's episode. The next few weeks of episodes are going to be very short. They're going to be focused solely on the PAWliday Gift Guide and adoptions, because it is that time of year when people want to adopt, and we're going to get into this in a second. But also people are looking for gifts, not just for, their significant others or their children, but certainly for dogs and cats. So we're gonna dive into the PAWliday Gift Guide, which, frankly, this year is the best one we've ever done. So, as you can see on your screen, PAWliday Gift Guide, gifts for forever ones and pet parents as well. So under toys, you've got everything from Jolly Pets and those beautiful little mini Jolly soccer balls that Bree loves to play with. Real quick, you've got the Rahr. Now, let's talk about the Rahr real quick. As you can see, okay, after almost a year of hard play, there are a lot of scratches on it, but it's not damaged, and it's not broken. It bounces just as high as it did before. Bree still loves playing with it very roughly every single day. Also in the gift guide, you've got the BetterBone. It's a nylon bone. I gotta tell you, there are a lot of manufacturers that make this type of toy. Bree normally stays away from them. For whatever reason, I don't know. But she doesn't like the other manufacturers who create this kind of toy. She does love the actual BetterBone itself. So give that a shot. We've talked over the year about a lot of different products. We tried to incorporate as many of them into the PAWliday Gift Guide this year as we could, for obvious reasons. They've been tested by Bree or us. They've been used by us in interacting with Bree, as well as other animals. And we do this so that we know what we're recommending is good for your pet. I won't put something into our magazine that we haven't tested or played with or tried, because, first of all, that's how you can get into trouble recommending products that you haven't actually worked with or interacted with. Secondly, from a safety perspective, I just want to make sure that all of your pets are okay and that we're doing the right thing as Pet Lifestyles magazine. So the reason why I bring this up is because of the Lesure Collapsible Dog Crate. Now, you've heard me talk about this before. It is in the gift guide under accessories. Bree absolutely loves her collapsible crate. Now, granted, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays in our apartment. But it's beautiful, it's clean, and it's so easy to construct and break down. So, brilliantly designed product, very high quality, really well done, highly recommended. Also, you should check out, for those of you who work or you have nights out or you have children, the Blazer dog feeder by Simple Pets is just phenomenal. My friend Chris Blood works at Simple Pets. Love working with him. Love the brand. They are so innovative. And the quality of this thing is unbelievable. So you have to check that out. If you're in the market for a dog feeder, for an automatic dog feeder, the Blazer is definitely the way to go. Now, you've also... Earlier this year, you heard me talk about RemieDog. I love entrepreneurs. I love small businesses, especially in the pet space, because that's where you're going to get the majority of your creativity. You know, you're going to get your innovations. You're going to get these out of the box ideas that, you know, you just don't know where they came from. In RemieDog's case, these guys designed something that's really, really attractive. It's a beautiful product. It's absolutely functional. And frankly, it's essential because it's got a little gauge on the side that tells you when you're running low on poo bags for your dog. So that way you're never caught outside without something to pick up your dog's waste. I absolutely highly recommend this product. It's very well done. Now, as Kylie's been in Australia for the last, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and she's going to be gone until the middle of January, you know, we had looked at the Pupsicle by my Woof. I love this toy, and so does Bree. The actual refill pieces are just amazing, and Bree goes absolutely wild over it. So if, you know, you use a Kong, we use a Kong with peanut butter and we freeze it. Sometimes we put some vegetables inside or little pieces of lamb lung so that she's got to dig it out after she's gotten through the peanut butter. Not only does it help keep her busy and keep her brain moving, it also makes her tired. So anytime a dog has to use so much energy and so much thought into something, it actually starts to make them tired. So the Pupsicle is a brilliant toy, just like the Kong. It's got its different purposes. Highly recommend both, to be quite blunt. Okay, so yeah, the Pupsicle, like I said, brilliant product. Now next week we're going to get into more products. I'm going to go over a couple more today, and as I said to you a couple weeks ago, every week until Christmas we're going to talk about a few different products per episode, to give you some background on why we're recommending these things, stuff like that. So real quick, I want to tackle 2 books for as gifts for pet parents. The first one is by a friend of mine named Nicole Cueto. She wrote Marty the Magician. Okay, now you got to take a look at this book. It really is well done. In the bustling city of New York, a spirited dog named Marty discovers the true magic of family love and second chances. Rescued by a kind-hearted woman named Nikki, I mean, obviously, we see where this is going, Marty's life transforms from loneliness to joy as they embark on a journey together. So you got to check out this book, and believe it or not, the proceeds from this book actually do go to helping rescue and shelter pets. So very cool. Love Nicole for this. Think it's absolutely brilliant. The last product I want to talk about today is another book, and it's by a friend of mine, well, a new friend of mine, who I've been a fan of hers for a while. Okay, now you guys know me. I grew up with celebrities. I don't care, ever. I really don't. I don't care how famous somebody is. I don't care how wealthy somebody is. This is the world I grew up in. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is their talent. So Terri Hanauer is a character actress. She's a director. She's also now an author. And I've been a fan of Terri's for a long time. Ever since, you know, shows she showed up on in the 80s. I don't know why. And it drives Kylie crazy. But I actually collect character actors and actresses. And when I say collect, I mean, I will remember every role they've had that I've ever seen them in if I'm a fan. And for Terri, I am absolutely a fan. So when her publicist contacted me to talk about this book, The Party How to Have Fun While Finding True Love, I was immediately like, you got to be kidding me. This is great. So I got on the phone with Terri and started talking to her, started looking at the book and what it's about. It's a really, really great book. It is that good. So let me just read this to you real quick because it's something that they wrote, and honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself. The Party is a breath of fresh air that puts joy and optimism back into your search for true love. Proactive in its approach, this compassionate and insightful guidebook is enhanced by sound advice mixed with humor, experience, and wisdom. Step-by-step instructions and amusing real-life anecdotes make The Party a must-read for anyone who is single or divorced especially those who want to regain their faith in finding true love. Now, you're going to sit here and be like, wait a minute, this is a pet show. Why are we talking about a book about true love? It's actually very simple. In the PAWliday Gift Guide, we have gifts for pet parents. That includes single or divorced pet parents. And I got to tell you, this book is perfect for them. So by all means, check out the URL on your screen today and order the book. It really is so incredibly well done. Now, all right. That's it for Gift Guide, for PAWliday Gift Guide for this week. Okay. Again, next week we're going to tackle some more products and some other things going on with PAWliday. There are a lot of stories, as you can see on your screen. There are a lot of stories in the PAWliday edition. I highly recommend you head over to PetLifestylesMagazine.com to check that out today. All right. Welcome to this week's Furry Friday. This is the part of the episode where we talk about adoptables and the shelter or rescue they came from. Now, for the next few episodes, we're only going to focus on shelters and rescues, not their populations. This is a tough call for me because I always want to promote adoptables. But this time of year is a bit of a toss-up in terms of adoptions. And I say that because the last thing any of us want is for someone to give a dog or a cat as a gift. The same is true around Easter. You shouldn't gift chicks. You shouldn't gift bunnies, those kinds of things. And you'll understand why in a second. While the thought itself is beautiful and sweet, the reality is that it can be incredibly reckless, like on some fairly significant levels. Think about this. Let's say you show up to your sister or your brother's house for Christmas with a puppy for your niece or nephew, okay? Obviously, you've spoken to your sibling about doing this and you've gotten permission from them, but your sibling may not be aware that their children have animal allergies, whether it's dog or cat, doesn't matter. Or they may not have thought, through how big, if it's a dog, how big that dog's going to be. Especially if it gets to be too big and becomes a violation of either their lease, if they rent, or their home ownership association rules. It's a toss-up, and it's a really difficult thing for me to sit here and say, you shouldn't be giving an animal as a gift. I mean, obviously you shouldn't because they're not a piece of property. But if a parent wants to do that, that's one thing. But if you're like a neighbor, an uncle, an auntie, a cousin, do not gift animals for the holiday, please. That can turn disastrous. Now think about this. How would that child feel if all of a sudden they're highly allergic and then they have to return that pet to the shelter or rescue they came from? Now, while, again, it's a sweet thought, it's better to actually provide a child with an educational experience, a learning moment, by taking them to the shelter to pick out that dog or cat so that they learn more about rescue and shelters and why advocacy is so important. Not only can it be helpful in teaching a child about responsibility for pets, it can also encourage them to volunteer later. All right, off my soapbox. Today, I've spent an abnormal amount of time focused on animal care centers of New York City lately. And for obvious reasons. They're having a population overflow crisis right now. They had stopped canine intakes for a bit. They're pushing out on their foster programming. They're trying to, help people with who are threatening to surrender their dog. They're trying to provide as much support as they can for those people. So whether that's helping with veterinary care or giving food to the pet parents so that, pet food, so that they can feed their pet, whatever it is, ACC really is going that full mile to try and help. And at the same time, try and get as many of these these animals into loving and responsible homes. It's a tough situation for everybody, and it's not just ACC, folks. Municipal shelters across the country are reporting overflows. It's a big problem right now. Now, I have a feeling in Q1 of next year that's going to change, But right now, a lot of people are short on money, they're hurting, and they just can't afford pet care. So when I hear that ACC is offering veterinary care and things like that, that's a really pawsome thing. And you got to give them credit for going out of their way to try and help save as many lives as they can. It is their job, but they're going out of their way to do it. And I think that's incredibly special. Now, that's it for ACC. I'm not going to, dive back into this again next week, but do me a favor. Head over to the URL on your screen. Check out the incredible animals they do have for adoption. If it's for you or your children, I get that. No problem, And if you're not ready to adopt, you can always join, their foster program, which is so awesome. You can volunteer, you can donate, anything you can do to make a difference in the life of a forever one. All right. Welcome to this week's TGIFurry. This is the part of the episode where we show you a couple of memes we found throughout the week to hopefully end the episode with a smile or a laugh. And hopefully we've done just that. All right, guys. Stay pawsome, peeps. I'll see you next Friday.